Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy, Jonathan Smith, a.k.a. TeflonJohn, coming to you with another episode of the Art of Reinvention Show. And today, I have a different type of show. Today's title of the show is called Suffering in Silence. And I have a special guest with me today, Miss Catherine Brown of Lynchburg, Virginia. So if you want to take a few minutes, Miss Catherine, and just tell everyone why you're here.
Okay, well, I'm here to honor my son, who I don't know if you know. If you didn't know, his body was found behind his home. He lived with his father, found behind there on October the 29th of this year. So just 3 weeks ago, well, as we're recording 3 weeks ago, but yeah, definitely just something you never would imagine, that call. I just remember so vividly the day he was born, and I got to know the day that he died, and it's just like you never expected.
Yeah.
I never expected it.
And on behalf of the show and my brand, we want to extend our condolences,
We
to
appreciate
you and
it.
your family. We'll continue to keep you in prayers.
Thank you so much.
So just, starting out the show, we just want you to introduce your son to people that don't know him or never got the chance to meet him. So with Timmell Smith, what are some memories that you cherish? Like what stands out?
Okay, well, Timmell was born September 30th, 1999. I was just 21 years old, really finding myself. And he came into the world and kind of rocked my world, like literally. He really changed my life because I had to be responsible now. Timmell was he's always loved big. I can remember he never liked school. He hated school, absolutely hated school. He wanted to be at home with his mama all the time. And he was a spoiled pot. He's always quiet as well. Very shy, kind of timid. And it definitely it really, I mean, with what happened, you could almost say that I don't even know how to put it in words, but for me, he wasn't that kid that was out in the streets.
Gotcha.
He stayed home and he took care of his dad and he went to work and he did the average things. He grew up in church. He knew exactly who Jesus Christ was. I can tell that story. I can remember we had watched The Passion of Christ. He was about 10 years old. And that Saturday we watched it. He had went to bed about 9 o'clock, about 11 o'clock. He woke up, tears flowing. And he just said, well, why did they have to do him like that? Talking about Jesus. And that was just a moment that God said, you can introduce him to me. And I got to be able to introduce him to Christ. And it was able to explain to him, exactly, what it was to be in a relationship with Jesus Christ. And I told him, I said, if you really mean this thing, then Sunday you need to come to the altar. And that Sunday, he looked at me and I looked at him. And I pointed my head forward and he came onto the altar. And I was also able to baptize him. So,
okay.
It's been an honor to be his mother. And I'm so glad that I'm able to tell the story of his life. So glad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what hobbies did he have? Like what used to bring him joy?
Cooking. I tried to get him to go to college right after high school. But again, he hated school. He couldn't stand school. From a little boy, couldn't stand it. So, but he had the gift. He could go in the kitchen and pretty much whip up anything. Especially with myself being a chef as well, he would. And it's actually not the past time that I talked to him before he passed away. And he was asking me for a chili bean recipe. So he loved to cook and he loved to dance. If you can get a hold of his channels, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, he loved to dance. I mean, and I'm talking about like you got served type of dance.
Oh, okay.
You know what
Really
I mean?
getting it
The popping and locking and all of that. That's what he did.
Gotcha.
And he loved to work out.
Okay.
Those are the three things that he loved to do.
So how did his passions or his hobbies with dancing and cooking, how did it impact the lives around him?
Timmell was he was so, I don't want to say goofy, but he was just silly. He loved to make people laugh. He was always, just an easy, laid back type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who if you knew him, you knew he was laid back, and but he was also direct. You know what I mean? He didn't direct. If he didn't like you, he just didn't deal with you, period.
Gotcha.
He was the one that was going to tell you the truth, whether you liked it or not. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so all of that, I'm sure it played a part in who he was and his identity.
Got you. So
Yeah.
what was his role in your family? Because I know he's like, the life, seemed like the life of the party, keeps everybody happy.
He made us all at first. He made me. He's my oldest. And my my parents' first grandchild. He was the first for everybody. He has his younger sister, and he also has some cousins, but he was the first baby into the family. And so, he was the first. So, obviously he was the light anyway, because the focus was always on him all the time. But he was just a sweetheart. He really was a sweetheart. I have this poem that after we got the news of his passing, I don't even remember him writing it. He couldn't have been more than about 6 or 7 years old, just learning how to write. And it really speaks to his character, because this is just the way that he was. This poem is about just relaxing. It's going to be all right. And I took that from him, coming from heaven, saying to me, Mama, I'm okay. It's all right. Relax. It's okay. And on the inside, I just want to read it to you. Again, it speaks to his character. He says, I like when you make fried chicken. He loved to eat. I like when you fried chicken. I like when you fry chicken, and I like what you do for me. Like buy me clothes and cook. You are nice. I love you. You are as pretty as 100 flowers. Happy Mama's Day. Your son, Timmell.
Wow.
That was his heart. He loved his mama. He loved his family. And it's, I don't know if you've ever been in a place where people just expect you to make them smile. They expect you to be okay.
Yeah.
And this is why I believe that he was suffering in silence. Yeah. Yeah. Because he always was smiling. And he tended to, he liked his marijuana, and, I really feel like he was on the innocence.
Yeah. Kind of stayed to himself.
Yeah. All the time.
Gotcha.
All the time.